Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live.
Hell yeah, man.
What's up, boys? What the fuck is up, gentlemen?
Woo, feeling good, baby. Feeling good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's a nice long weekend. Fucking A, man.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Happy Memorial Day weekend. It's
absolutely
for everyone that gave the last full measure of devotion, man. That's
absolutely. And all you out there, thank you for your service, man. I love it.
Yeah,
it's some good times.
For sure.
Yeah.
I love it. Some good times.
That's right. It's, my nephews, man. They both went into the service, man, and I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of those boys. They were two young men who were just kind of drifting, didn't know what they were going to do with their lives, and then they went in, and now it seems like they're both really straightened out. And I love them like they're my sons, and they're such good boys, man. And then now one of them's got a couple kids. The other one is never gonna have kids because he's a fucking stud. He likes to, him and his wife like to live the good life. So, and I'm like, I told him, I was like, give it up, brother, do it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Very
honest,
proud.
that's always something I've always looked up to. I don't talk about him much because we're pretty estranged. But my little brother Matthew, he's a military kid. And, yeah, I've always been very proud of him for that.
Sure.
Hell yeah. No, it takes guts, man.
It does.
It takes guts, and it's I feel like you got always, people have their opinions about the country and things like that. That's right. And
sure.
Blessed for that to just be born here, but if you go and serve, then you got the right to bitch about whatever you want because you went and
you
damn thing
and
put your neck on the line. So
absolutely
all the respect and kudos to those people, man.
Yeah, man, I agree with that. It's great. It's it's a good thing, man. I would tell you I probably would have went in the service, but they wouldn't have had me because of my heart problems. But I would have went in. I would have tried.
I was too fucking fat.
Yeah, well, Russ, I'm sure when you tried to go in, they probably didn't like gay people. And not
well, hey, it was don't ask, don't tell. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you didn't as long as you didn't wear a tutu, you was okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fucking Russ.
Yeah, I'm just joking, guys.
Thank you already.
Yes, play that because I said the bad thing, but play the Russ banner.
Yeah.
Because what are we gonna do about him? Yeah.
I know. He's like, now it gets played for me when I don't even say the wrong. I'm like, I just said a tutu. I mean,
I'm just going to start to get one that says no one should listen to this show,
and it just never.
It is harmful to your health.
Yeah, we're just gonna insult everything.
The FDA has decided that this podcast is on the same level as Philip Morris.
Oh my god, damn. We're that fucking bad, guys. Anyway,
woo!
I love it. Oh man,
I'm probably gonna get a visit in a second.
Probably. You're gonna shut the fuck up. I'm trying to sleep.
Yo, I went to my in-laws' house today.
Yeah, how was that, man?
It was good. They had these Jim Beam like wine cooler type things.
Man,
like party animals, dude.
Not really, but they they have a drink a day,
Yeah, hey,
like
a
cocktail maybe or a glass of wine.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Nice.
What's that like with you guys, man? Because I'll tell a quick story here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my family, if we're doing something at our side, whether it's at my house or my mom's, whatever, people are drinking. They're party animals, and then on Jackie's side, it's the same thing, right? So I grew up that way, growing up Catholic and everything. Yeah. And Jackie's family is like that too. So I'm like, that's just the norm, and
right.
I found out recently that like this is like a Mexican thing, is like if it's a kid's birthday party, like it's an adult party too, right? Which is again, this is how I grew up, and I never thought anything of it. But we go to this a couple of years ago. It's my buddy's, one of my best friends, wrestled with him in high school, in his wedding. He was in my wedding.
Yo, hold on. Before you fucking finish, I think this is appropriate.
Okay, yeah, no, this is fair. Because my wife and I disagree on. So it's it's his kid's first birthday party, and it's at like a public park. Now his birthday is close to 4th of July, so I'm not on a bender, but like we had like 3 or 4 nights of like 4th of July weekend. We're doing this, doing that, going to pools and everything. So I just got the cooler packed up in my car, and we get out and we get his gifts and everything. And I grabbed the cooler and we're walking up, and Jackie says, "Wait, what are you doing?" I was like, "What are you talking about? What am I doing?" Like, I'm just grabbing the cooler, gonna bring it up here. And she goes, "Well, is everyone else drinking?" I'm like, it's a kid's birthday party. Why wouldn't they be?
Right, exactly.
It's a first birthday party. And she's like, "Well, just maybe leave it and then wait and see." And I'm just like, "Dude, what is going on?" And then I walked up, nobody was drinking, man.
What? Are you kidding me?
So I'd have been the only one.
That is nuts, dude.
No.
So I'm glad maybe I was the shit piece, because I'm glad she said something, or else I would have walked. But then it's like, it's not like we were in a situation where like we're at a restaurant and people see me doing it first, and they're like, "Oh, he's drinking.
Right.
Let me order beer." Like they would have had to like go about and like, you know what I mean? Like, so I just would have been either way. This is the only one. But it struck me, man. It was great. I'd never seen anything like it.
I am that dude that will walk into a party, and if nobody's drinking, we'll ask, "Where's the beer? What's going on?" I suss that situation out very quickly, because alcohol and marijuana are social lubricants.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I don't know somebody, I want a beer in my hand.
Yeah. And I'll say that too, man. Like in situations like that, and that one not so much like a girl, but like if it's like a thing where maybe I'm like don't know anybody, like it helps, dude. Like it helps, you know, just
really
a little bit around.
It's a conversation starter.
Yeah, and then now at the same hand, if I offer someone, "Hey, let me get you a beer," or whatever, and they say no, I never ask why. You know what I mean? Like I'm never like, "Why not?" Like,
you respect that they don't want it.
And it's like, maybe if there is a reason, number one, they don't need a reason.
Right. Sure. No, absolutely.
But maybe if there is one they don't want to talk about, you know, so I'm like very quick to be like, "All right."
And here's how I handle that one. I may be a shit piece on that. Okay. Because what I do is I will offer 3 times.
Okay.
Not in the same not in the same like party. Okay. I will offer you a drink at a party.
Oh, all right. I see.
If you don't take it and you don't say I don't drink.
Right.
I will offer you at the next party.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, and then there is some of that too, where there is,
and then at the third, I'm like done.
Yeah, and it's like there's some of that too, where people maybe like I'll just never press anybody, but like and it depends if I know the person and I know they're not like a recovering alcoholic or something, and I'm like, "Dude, come on, just have a beer," you know, because I know some people are like, "Well, I got to work tomorrow," and I'm like, "Okay, come on, like
one beer."
Like
one beer is not going to kill you. Come on,
yeah. And I'm like, and neither will Stefan, you know. You just need
absolutely
just take some ibuprofen before you go to bed. So you don't have
you've already started. You know, you've had 1, 2's not bad either. You know,
sure.
Once you start getting to 3, it's 3 still isn't bad. 4's okay. It's not even a full 6.
You're having fun.
Hey,
you know,
it's not even a 6-pack.
Well, here's the thing: if you stop at 4, that means fun's over. You know, like
right. I mean, generally.
Do that to yourself. No, it's funny because we're
Mama doesn't raise no quitter.
4, to me, 4, you're just getting started. You barely off the finish line, start line.
Oh, dude,
nowhere near the finish line.
Damn, I was telling Russ, because these are my medical marijuana adventures. I'm taking tincture now. RSO tincture, which is Rick Simpson oil tincture, which means that they take a oil, they make a
Nick's doing these drugs, you have to Google them.
Right, you have to Google find what the fuck it is, right? Yeah. Like, what the hell is that?
So then they cross it with like alcohol, and you take a dropper of it and you put it under your tongue. Well, they've been telling me at the dispensary, in order to kick this in better, what you do is after you take the tincture and you let it dissolve under your tongue, take a scoop of peanut butter, because supposedly that good soluble fat will get it into your system faster.
Oh yeah. That's how like edibles work, the way that they do in some of these things. Like tell you to eat right then, and just kind of kickstarts everything.
Yeah, that's just fun. So instead of peanut butter, I found this stuff that's actually like way sweeter, but it doesn't have as much fat as peanut butter. It's fucking Cadbury milk chocolate spread.
How does it? Wait, that is less fat. That sounds terrible.
It has less fat.
Where do you even get that? At fucking Publix?
Dude, Kate's going to Ireland in October, and she's always been something like a little bit of an Anglophile. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Really? So, I didn't know Kate swung that way. Wow.
Are the Irish considered Anglo even?
Yeah, man. That whole
I bet if you're Anglo, they don't. They're like, no,
Jesus,
fuck these guys.
They're
subhuman. You know?
They're about to bring the troubles on MPSP for me.
Dude, I know. It's crazy.
Fuck that, buddy.
But anyway, so there's she's always been interested in that stuff, and so there's this little shop down here that imports like English shortbread cookies and shit like that. They have like frozen Irish bangers, for bangers and mash. Yeah, so it's like all this English and Irish. And I tried Iron Brew.
I've had that before.
It tastes like fucking bubble gum. What
is it called?
Iron Brew. It's a fucking soda. It's a Scottish soda.
Okay. Yeah, I've had bangers and mash for like this bar in somewhere in St. Louis, and it was not bad. I'm sure it's better in Ireland.
Oh, dude. Well, that's the thing. Like, she's gonna be able to say like she's going with her dad. It's like a one.
Be all snooty about it and be like, "Well, it's not as good as it was." And
but like she'll be able to say that. I had a pint of Guinness with my dad in Ireland.
Oh yeah.
That's a cool fucking thing.
And if you're our age, that those days are numbered, man.
That's true. And you gotta
get every minute you can, and all those special things, man, they matter.
Experiences, man, just experiences. You know, that's something you said. I've always, it's a country I would love to go to because I hear
me too,
how pretty it is. Just like really gorgeous. And,
see, it's like going to another country doesn't interest me at all.
And believe me, no, don't get me wrong. I'm nowhere near a world traveler and all like that. I don't have too many places I want to go in the fucking world, because most places I just think I'm gonna get killed because I'm a white guy.
Everywhere I want to go is in the United States.
Yeah. I've
never been hung up on that either. Like, growing up, we would we was pretty fucking poor and never went on vacation anywhere. So that's never like an expectation of mine. And I never even asked my parents about it because I was like, I knew the score early on, but as an adult, if I could go one place, I'd like to go to Tokyo and just
that would be a pretty
just get lost in an alley somewhere. And, just go to these little, because this space that I'm in, like, is, there's this alleys and there's this restaurants that are 3 feet wide, and there's a bar and one guy working there, and I just feel like it's too much to do in any amount of time. But I feel like that would be that'd be like the one place overseas I'd like to go.
And like we were talking about this because Kate's going to Ireland, but like the two places I'd want to go are the Pacific Northwest, like in Seattle, and then like to the parks around there, like Sequoia and Olympia. I'd like to see that, and then fucking Alaska, man.
Oh yeah, Alaska's incredible.
See, I'm completely different.
It's just so fucking big.
I have no fucking desire.
That's the thing, because like Russ, I think I'm more with you. Like the outdoorsy stuff doesn't interest me as much. But I'd like to go to like Yellowstone. I feel like it
Yeah.
would be,
Well,
actually I'd like to go to the Crazy Horse statue that they're working
that'd be
on,
cool.
like in the Black Hills, which is in South Dakota. Like, so if like, and that's something I could do on like a road trip, like when my kids are older and shit, and I wouldn't even take them because like only I'd be interested in it. But like my my aunt does that, and like she went to like, she always like brings me back like all the brochures and stuff like from like the gift shop or whatever. So I always appreciate that, man. I'm interested in that history. So it's and like those things are cool, and they're plentiful. You know, there's places like that here in the States, and whatever you're interested in.
Yeah, Cal turned 16 at the beginning of this month, so we're doing the cabin this year for him. She's going to Ireland in October. Next year, I guess, is her dad's 70th, so we're gonna do some kind of trip for that. And
has he ever been to St. Louis? Come to St. Louis.
Yeah. And I definitely want to get, because I'm not like the way shit worked out. I wanted to get to Baltimore, but that shit ain't gonna happen now.
Was that?
Yeah. TFCon. Yeah, I was because of when our house was supposed to be done being built and everything. Yeah. I might be moving in October. So I didn't want to plan it.
Yeah,
so I was
dude,
like, fuck.
That's tough to plan around, man, because like shit changes from day to day, dude.
Exactly.
And then also, like, I remember like the year lead up into us buying the house, and even probably like a 4-month hangover after that. Like, I didn't want to spend any money. Because I'm like,
I'm starting to feel that way now. I got
this thing, and then it's like, you're moving in. They're like, okay, something's wrong. You need to throw this much money at this thing, and you don't have it.
Yeah, I've got a few things on pre-order still, and I've had a pre-order for a while, but I'm kind of like, I haven't put anything else on order,
Yeah,
like,
dude. I mean, that was when it started for me. When I like pretty much just like stopped buying toys, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of which. While we're talking, I'm gonna pre-order something.
I got that Beachhead pre-order.
Yeah, I've got
one.
Yeah,
but I mean that's $25. But all the GI Joes I bought recently, I've just paid for just outright on Amazon, pretty much. I think
I've got Jinx
thing off of Amazon. So
Jinx and Blowtorch, I think, are the two that I have. Yeah, on pre-order. Was it Blowtorch or is it which? Is it Blowtorch or Monk? Which the next Dreadnought? The next Dreadnought is coming out. I can't remember which one it is now.
I wanted to use my PayPal thing, but it won't let me use it there. Okay. Anyways, NECA is doing the Hammer Dracula, and it is beautiful, and it is on sale. Yeah.
Really? I didn't see that. No kidding.
Yeah, let me show you that real quick.
Man, wow.
It's pretty as hell.
NECA. It's going to be a pretty statue.
Yeah.
Nice, though. Oh, look at that. It does look at his face. God damn.
Yeah, they did a good job. $35.
Yeah, they did. They did. That's not bad at all. Is that soft goods?
Yeah, the cape.
Yeah.
Fucking A, that's great, man.
The Universal Monsters line is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Eli's got the Wolfman and the Mummy from that, and they're really nice figures, man.
Oh, and this was the other thing. They put this back up for pre-order. The Friday the 13th accessories.
Damn, that's a good
comes with
Wait, does it come with Jason?
No.
Okay. What comes with? Yeah, I mean
but it comes with the light thing here on
the light, the chain, and the rock, and the.
It comes with the spear gun too. Man.
They gotta have a camper and have a camper and a sleeping bag so you can beat her up against a tree.
Like leading up to Eli's birthday, he wanted a couple Predator figures, right? I'm like, all right, I'll go to the comic shops and everything. I went to one, which is the one I like more. They didn't have any of them. And then I went to another one, which I don't like as much. And dude, they had like all the NECA Predators, freaking like $55, man.
No shit, really.
And I was like, dude, are these like really rare or whatever? And I was like, I don't know enough about these, but I'm like, I'm not fucking like for Eli for his birthday, like I'm not paying that much. So I went to Target and they had all the same ones for $30.
It could be some Predators that they did a long time ago, and there's some of the
Dude, it was the
older
same, like the
bugs.
Jungle Fever Predator, like.
Oh, I feel like that one that wasn't out that long. I mean, I thought that's a more recent one.
Yeah, it was like
But
shit.
some of the stuff I've got
Target,
jumped
got,
up
like,
in the
same ones, man.
aftermarket, like the Clan Leader.
The Clan Leader is definitely up there. I've got him too. I've still got mine in box though.
The Elder, the one that comes with the red fucking
whatever the one Alien versus Predator. I feel like those are always expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the one with the crisscross across the alien head. From
we watched
the Predator's net.
Yeah, the
Xenomorph.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what's it's got a name, a particular name for that. I'm trying to remember what to call it, like the Grid or something like that.
Yeah.
The Grid. Yeah, it's because it's like
we watched that a little bit ago, and then we watched Prey. I let Eli watch that, and he fucking loved it, man. And I think that might be my favorite one.
Yeah,
of the Predator. I really like Alien versus Predator.
There's supposed to be. I think they're supposed to be doing a Prey 2, where it's going to be
World War One.
I think so. I think it's World War One.
Where is it? I think that's right. Yeah, I wonder where that's going to be.
Yeah,
because we're depending. Yeah,
could you imagine how claustrophobic you could make that movie?
Oh, dude,
like in the trenches,
like on the west.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine being stuck there.
Well, so like that with once Prey came out and it was what it was. I think it's a really good movie.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. I love it.
I hope that they kind of they got a thing going and they can just keep making those.
Yeah,
like, they don't have to be interconnected. Like, the only lore you need to know is like these predator dudes come and they try to find the strongest whatever.
Yeah, they just want to hunt.
Yeah, you
hunt for and again have some competition.
It makes sense to do it,
yeah.
In these war scenarios and things like that.
It's just like history. You're just go through history. You say they have it where they've been coming here to the planet, like on our planet forever, for a long time. So, but I mean, I think you're right, Sam. I think that might be my favorite Predator movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's that one. I mean, I
just the plot for Alien versus Predator 2. Like
the Requiem, that's it.
Yeah.
We started that. We didn't get through it. Like as a family, we tried watching it, and
it had some parts that were actually pretty goddamn.
That was like the one. There's like a hybrid, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Well, their whole idea is they try to not just take technology from other races, but other races' DNA. They'll try to incorporate their DNA into themselves to improve themselves. Well, what happens if you put the DNA of a fucking xenomorph inside of what the fuck? What do you come up with? Fucking a xenomorph predator, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's that one, the one Predator movie that had Olivia Munn. I don't even know that movie was. That was
might have been Predator. It might have been them.
Unwatchable, man. I tried to get through that. I got 20 minutes in. I was like, "This is fucking disgusting."
Yeah. Well, I felt like they tried. To me, it felt like they took a lot of stories from the Predator comics and threw them together.
Pushed them together, yeah.
The one with Adrian Brody wasn't that great either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we watched that too. And, Prey was rated R.
Yeah.
Just for violence and blood and stuff, which I don't have a problem showing my kids for whatever reason. It depends on what it is. But I feel like that.
I understand that.
Did a good job of it was there enough to be cool, but it wasn't. I don't think it was gratuitous, right? I think it all serves the plot, in my opinion.
Right.
That one you're talking about, Nick. It's just every other word's an F-bomb.
Yeah, it is. It is.
A middle school kid who just got away from their parents for the first time.
And it can say whatever they want.
And it's not like they don't hear it from me, but it's
right.
I don't know. It's something different when it's on TV.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, dude, we can.
Off. I can handle it. I can handle it. I've always been able to handle, a little bit of F-bomb drop here and there in a movie. Never bothered me as long as it's not done just to fucking do it. Yeah. I feel like sometimes they'll do it just to
Walter
do
Goggins
it.
character in that movie, he's like a in prison or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fucking fuck? You know, I'm like, oh my, all right, dude.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm like, all right, Eli, we gotta turn this one off. Let's watch
This is not
again.
gonna go very well. Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait. Like, I was looking forward, and I guess it was a piece of shit, but the Fall Guy is already on digital. And so that means it should be coming to Max soon.
Yeah, I heard it didn't go over so well, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
I loved that show as a kid.
I did
Ryan
too.
Gosling and
Yeah.
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt, yeah.
Emily Blunt, yeah. I was a big
quick man.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the show too, and I think one of the reasons why it might not have done so well is because I think people that were going to go see it were most of the people going to see it for nostalgia, you know, and it turned out to be nothing like the show probably. I'm just guessing.
Like,
but,
if they were gonna do the Fall Guy like this, they should have made this movie instead fucking Knight Rider, because Ryan Gosling like that.
I agree.
How he's been in. Like, for what I've seen from previews for the Fall Guy and Barbie and shit, he would have been a good Michael Knight. Like, he could have been funny like that and shit.
Well, yeah, I guess they might remember there were moments in Knight Rider that were a little humorous. They tried to throw a little humor in them periodically, you know. So you can get away with it.
Knight Rider now, it's all funny.
Well, now it's definitely funny because it's cheesy as shit. But I mean, God, but back in the day when this shit was out, I was quite serious about Michael Knight.
We're gonna watch Dune 2 tomorrow night.
I haven't seen.
I gotta watch the second part too.
Dude, I don't know. I feel bad about those because, like, I love Denis Villeneuve. And then I watched that movie, the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet. Like, the cast is great, the acting's great, it's shot beautifully. I just don't give a fuck about the story, and I don't know what it is. Man, but
I don't know. Man, I think to me the story is rough. I've always thought the story is rough. It's just a rough story. I can't. I've never been able to.
It might be like that, like Joseph Campbell, kind of like
maybe
told 1,000 times. And,
I still haven't watched part 2 of the fucking of the fake Star Wars movie that's on Netflix. Rebel Moon.
Dude, I haven't the first one. I couldn't be.
I watched the first one. I got through the first one, and I tried to watch. I haven't tried to watch. I haven't watched it, and I made
I'm not like ever like really up on this shit. Like I'm always a month behind whatever comes out just because of life or whatever. But even 2 weeks after that movie came out, Zack Snyder's already talking about a director's cut and like we'll just wait for. I'm like, okay.
See,
I know what this is.
Netflix interfered with my creative.
I'm not a Zack Snyder hater. Like, I like a lot of the stuff he does.
Well, sure, but
like a lot of it. So, but yeah, I mean, he was on some podcast talking about like how he's like, well, if one person watches on Netflix, you got to imagine they have another person with them. So that's 2 ticket sales, and we got this.
Yeah, what you're saying is he's reaching, is what he's doing desperately.
He's like extrapolate all these things. Box office
look.
And
It straight up, it's just like this. I'm feeling like every time something of his doesn't perform as well as he thinks or everyone thinks it should. I feel like he's the excuse king now. He's got every reason in the world.
Because it's twofold, and I do think that the DC stuff he was doing, I do think that he had a lot of studio interference.
And I'll give him credit for that, but you can't use that for everything.
Taking that, and that's been his crutch.
And
also, I think you have to.
Who died while he was doing that?
His daughter.
Yeah.
Killed herself. Terrible, man.
That's horrible, dude. That's really bad.
There's that, and then also I think like you have to be able to work in the constraints that you're in and still make something good and not just be like, all right, this is the best it can get. Let's hope for.
No, that's true.
Right. So, in Justice League, they the studio fucked that movie up.
Yeah.
That was a abomination of a movie. I caught a little bit on TV, just on like TBS or whatever, a couple Sundays ago.
Yeah, but then actually, did the cut help you help straighten out anything for you, or were you just scratching your head going, "What the fuck"?
Which one? The Snyder cut?
The Snyder cut, yeah.
It looked better, which does a lot for me at least. I mean, the story was a little bit more coherent. It looked better, like the color grading on the Whedon one is it's like a Sam Raimi movie. Man.
Yeah, I was completely like, "Oh, okay."
The Whedon cut is schizophrenic.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And, I mean, it's
because
the reshoots are so obvious and hard.
But the Snyder cut is just 4 hours of mediocrity.
No, it's one of those things where, when you watch, when you get a DVD in 2004, and you're like, all right, hell yeah, let me look at the deleted scenes, and then you watch them all, and then you're like, at the end, you're kind of like, I get it. We're all deleted.
Yeah.
They don't serve the story well.
And that's the thing. I don't like his DC stuff. Like the best of it, obviously, was Man of Steel.
Right.
I feel that's like incontrovertible. Right.
Well, Man of Steel is a good movie. I like that movie. Like
but still on that, there's direct pulls from Atlas Shrugged and scenes and shit like that. So I have problems there.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Atlas Shrugged to speak on that.
Ayn Rand's whole
what's her thing?
Basically,
is that just like
the power? Go ahead.
It was like you don't have to like save the world or whatever. Like
okay, just because you have power, you don't have. It's the opposite of Peter Parker.
I guess that comes from his dad.
Yeah,
I guess like from Kevin Costner. I thought he did a really good job. I thought he was really good in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the problem I have with that. But saying that, like outside of his DC shit. Oh, hey, what's up, Scott? Outside of his DC shit, I loved Sucker Punch.
I never saw it, man.
Sucker Punch is insane.
Everybody complained about it, like it's fucking sexist. It's this. It's
what?
That.
I don't. People saying it's sexist.
He has that bone in his body, man.
Yeah, it's a kick-ass chick action flick.
I loved it. I thought it was nuts, man. It was just fun.
Oh, dude, 300.
When 300 came out, dudes would have marched into hell for him, screaming Sparta.
Yeah, it's great. Goddamn.
I remember seeing that, and because we got we got my dad to go with us. Like we were all in high school, and we got my dad to come with us. And that dude never wanted to see movies. He loved it, man. That's why I was like, that movie's always gonna be special to me, man.
That's a manly movie too, man. Yeah. God damn.
And it's funny too because that movie got copied in subsequent years after that. After it came out.
Sure.
And all that shit.
Yeah.
But
similar to how the Matrix was, I think.
Everyone was trying to make something like it, Yeah, that's interesting. God damn. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm not saying he's not great. Anybody, he has some really, really good stuff under his belt. Oh. I just think that he's had a few that recently that haven't gone quite, like he wanted.
But out of that came an obsession for me for 3 years on fucking Spike. Deadliest fucking warrior. That show was the ball.
I watched every episode of that show.
I would get so blazed and watch the fucking Ultimate Fighter and then a rerun of Deadliest Warrior.
Those are the golden ages.
This is so fucking funny. Oh man.
Scott says he needs to stick to.
So I was just gonna make that point. He might be a great kind of technical director. And he's even like a storyboarding person, who you want in the room, plot out this fight sequence. I think that's where he excels. But storytelling wise and story, production, I think he's not necessarily the guy you want.
He needs somebody to rein him in.
Yeah,
his best works are all. I think Sucker Punch might have been an hour and 45 minutes. 300 was
300 was
90.
90 minutes. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You fucking you have
movies-
somebody chopping him down. You get
Yeah,
good
and I
quality
don't know.
shit.
I don't know the source material for Sucker Punch, but
Yeah.
300. He was limited to the little Frank Miller like kids picture book
Yeah.
that he fucking put out, which is limited to the history of it all. So I think he's got constraints of what the story that he can tell. He took some liberties too because he had to pad that 50-page book out a little bit. So, but I think when he has that, like, okay, we're sticking to this story, when a lot of that work's done for him.
Yeah, you know what? I'll still take
it helps him.
I'll still take anything he does compared to a movie I watched this week.
What'd you watch?
I watched Madam Web.
Oh, buddy.
Oh,
God, you
my
couldn't find me to
What
watch
is wrong
that,
with
man.
you?
I don't
Hey,
know,
did you at least
dude.
feature me while you're watching?
You know what it is? You know what it is because
Sydney Sweeney, dude.
it's because it's got a hot little piece of ass that I love. And I mean, she's fucking pretty, man. And I'm like, dude, I gotta watch this but the movie was so bad. Oh my god, it's so bad.
Dude.
I would the story
Anna wanted to watch it with him.
No, she didn't. She didn't want to watch it. She even Anna had no sense to go. Nah, I'm not watching that. Anna told me she said you shouldn't watch that. I was like, why? She goes, you're just gonna watch it. You're gonna go, oh, this really sucks. So I already know it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe that movie actually came out, man.
I'm telling you, it's Sony.
We have a fucking movie where they used Ezekiel as a villain.
Yeah,
it's crazy, dude. And
Ezekiel,
man,
like you go and you decide all this Spider-Verse and Totem shit is important and great in mining it for material, and then Sony just says, you know what, we're gonna go to the bottom of the fucking barrel of this and dig up the shittiest little fucking detail we can, and let's cross it with a bunch of chick flick shit and girl power fucking montages.
It's funny, man,
dude. Dakota Johnson is so hot.
Like beforehand, it was like, what if these girls in their spider costumes was like just a dream sequence, and then that like turned out to absolutely be true. Like it's just. Well, here's the thing. So if you guys if someone threw you a bag and said, "Make a Spider-Man movie," you can't use Spider-Man. What movie are you making?
Venom. Carnage.
I can't even.
Maybe I make Green Goblin
character that like warrants a movie. Like
I might.
He doesn't work without Spider-Man, man. It's just
the problem with Green Goblin is he doesn't work without Spider-Man. To me, that's
an
hard.
Angle there,
but
does it have to be a movie, or can it be a TV series?
It's series. Okay, let's say it's a series.
Phil Urich, Green Goblin.
Okay, maybe that could probably work.
Back in the 90s, that was a really tight 13-issue series that got ended by Onslaught because it wasn't selling very well. But that when that came out, that was one of the closest things to like early Spider-Man that like it come along in a very long time. So like having that, and then like during that time, like Norman came back and shit, and so you could have like Goblin versus Goblin and shit like that. So like there's a way to do that,
Yeah.
But like they're basically doing a neutered Catman movie for Craven, right?
Yeah,
because
terrible,
that's. I mean, I'm a gigantic Secret Six fan, and I love Catman. But if you're gonna do a Catman movie, do a Catman movie.
Right? Sure.
That one's rough too because it's like wasted. I hate seeing shit like Aaron Taylor Johnson's a great actor, and I think he's being wasted here. And I think Craven would be one of those heroes or one of those villains who could maybe have his own movie, but like. After he's already in a Spider-Man movie, like I feel like.
But like the thing is, because like his most interesting fucking story ends with him killing himself.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah,
that, and it involves Spider-Man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like that's the thing. Like, you can't take all these people and just like remove them from that. And like, I don't think it works. I don't think it works for fucking Batman. I don't think it works for Superman. I don't think it works. I don't think there's a character that you can remove the hero from and make a solo villain movie that really works.
I don't know, Joker.
Dude, I don't like that movie.
But just because you don't like it doesn't mean other people don't like it. I like it.
Well, I know, and I think it's I don't know. I'm like in the minority on that, but like I
Definitely you are.
I think
Sure.
But that's one of the things too, where I think like that movie, it's like great direction. I think the story's good. I think that the cast is great. Again, it looks great, but I just don't like the way that the Joker acts. I don't think he should be sympathetic at all. I don't think he should.
Can't wait. Well, he's sympathetic. He was a little bit sympathetic in the first one, but I don't know. By the end of it,
even
the sympathy starts to wear off a little bit.
He's like, I don't know what exactly he says in the new trailer, but it comes across as like, and like, you're just not listening to people like me. I'm like, dude, the Joker would fucking never. Yeah. Dude, like, he would take his fate into his own hands, and
true, but we remember it was the Joker. It wasn't just like that from birth. Dude, villains, good strong villains become good strong villains.
I think the Joker's the exception to me. As I seriously, like, as I understand the character, like, the less backstory he has, and just the more of a fucking dog he is, the more interesting he is to me.
I can kind of understand that too, and the mystery of his backstory was fundamental.
I actually do like the Red Hood origin.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Where they tricked him into thinking he was the leader of the gang, and Batman beat his ass, and then
part of that, and it's like kind of what I guess I should have said is, like, once he goes, he never fucking looks back.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point. And
but he is just who he is.
But that's what's fun about that character, though. There's a lot of different takes you can have on it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it might be one of the few characters that's ever been created from comic books, especially, that you can do that with. You can actually have a lot of take, and they can all work.
Yeah.
Provided they're done well.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, because he's been around so long.
Yes,
just like Batman.
And also, it's been a mystery as to where his origins come from. So if you try to do something like, how many origins have they done for the Joker? Not that many, right? I mean,
too many.
There have been a lot. So then there's really never not one. There's really not. Oh God, that's it. They must be more recently.
He is the one, Nick, where I'll say, like, the Red Hood shit, like. I mean, your average, and I'm not even gonna say comic fan, like your average, like, just fan of, like, person who's gonna go to the movies and see the shit, doesn't know anything about that.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I feel like if you pulled a random person on the street and said, how'd Batman become Batman, probably tell you about how his parents got killed and everything. But then, like, you did the same thing with the Joker, they'd be like,
right,
or written or whatever. But so he's tougher to pin down. And again, I probably won't see the new movie in theaters, the new Joker. I'll watch it. And I'll give it a watch and say all the good things that I'm sure there's going to be great things about that movie, but it's just not.
It's gonna Lady Gaga is gonna play Harley Quinn.
I thought of a Spider character that you could do a solo movie of, and you don't have to have Spider-Man or anyone. Black Cat.
That would be cool.
You could, because
she working on one.
Supposedly, yeah.
She kind of became an anti-hero, sort of, didn't she? Yeah. I mean, she really did. She's been
everything from just like a comic thief to a mob boss.
You could definitely do that. With her, she would work. Yeah.
She's a cool character.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I'm trying to think of people who, like, came around before they were in Spider-Man, and then kind of took off after that.
Like the thing is Spider-Man was the third thing that came out.
Yeah. So there's not much.
Fantastic Four,
right?
Hulk, Spider-Man, I think it went 61, 62, 63. And And then 63 was the big thing because it was Avengers, X-Men.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot more came out the third year.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about thinking about Daredevil. I guess
Yeah.
I'm starting to go back and watch the Netflix series Daredevil.
I tried doing that, and then like every time I do it, Kate says she wants to watch it, and then never does. So like I get like 3 episodes in and never get to progress
yet, and I kind of want to see if the boys want to watch it with me, or Eli would watch it with me, because man, those seasons are so good. And I remember I took forever to watch season 3 because it was after Defender, and I was like at that point just done with it all.
Yeah,
and then that season turned out to be fucking awesome, man.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was
nice little like.
Which season is it? Season 2 when they have the fight with him and Punisher
and Kingpin
and King. Yeah, I mean they're in a stairwell and they're fighting like on the way down. It's fucking wild, man. I don't know.
And even season 2 of that is, to me, like, it might be my least favorite, just because it kind of seems like it's all over the place. I think they had
it was a bit
stuff with Punisher, but I feel like season 1 and 3, it's just one story for
season 3 was insane. Dude.
So even though, like, you know, Iron Fist is considered pretty weak, you know, in like
I heard
quality
the second
wise,
season was better.
Yeah, but
I like season 2 better than the first one.
It's considered pretty weak quality wise for Netflix stuff.
I would agree.
Like, so they stopped Danny being Iron Fist in the comics, and they gave it to a different character that was an Asian gentleman who was Sword Master, and he became the new Iron Fist. And now, like, it's gone fucking nowhere. And so now they're doing a 50th anniversary Iron Fist thing, and it's like, oh, what's the fucking future of Danny Rand now? And I wonder who's going to become the fucking Iron Fist again.
Oh, buddy,
Danny Rand's coming back. It's fucking hilarious.
Russ, I was just thinking, because we were talking like superheroes a little bit, but fucking. You wanted to talk King and Queen of the Ring.
Oh, all right. Yeah, man. So that happened earlier today, which is kind of weird, right? The Saudi Arabia is where they did it at. And it was a pretty good pay-per-view. I enjoyed it. It was nice. It wasn't as big as other pay-per-views have been, though. I felt like it could have been like an episode of Raw, you know?
Yeah.
But
just from how many matches
there weren't that many. I mean, they had the women's tag team championship defended on the pre-show, you know, and I did that, and that was but
just real quick, Io Sky might have the hardest fucking theme in WWE.
Oh, she's badass, dude. Yeah. It was funny about her, man. She's like I loved her in NXT. She was really one of my favorites when she was in NXT. And then when she comes up, she was actually one foot out of the door of the company, because she felt like they were just not using her correctly, and she wasn't getting anything. And she was really pissed off at creative, and Dakota Kai was gone out of the company, and Bailey is the one who got the company to bring Dakota Kai back on the DL and talk to Io Sky and said, "No, don't go. Come with me. We'll I'll get you. We'll get up on the main roster, and we'll do this storyline. We'll be this group, and I'll get you. I'll get you over, you know, and get you going." And it was really cool, you know. And then that's why Bailey. I was telling everyone, it was, you know, and they were saying, "Oh, they're going to do the where Bailey is betrayed by them." And I said, well, it's time for Bailey to leave. They're established. It's time for her to go now. So she did her job. But it was there was a little bit of a controversy because of one of the matches. They had a flub. I don't know if it was a flub or not, but it looked like it was. The referee counted 3 when a shoulder was way up. Like it went up a little bit. It was way to fuck up. You know? So
she's talking about Randy Orton.
Yes,
Gunther had a match. Sam.
Yeah, they were in the. They were having the match because they were the 2 finalists for the King of the Ring crown, right?
Yeah.
And I guess so. The referee counted 3, and Gunther got it, and then it was kind of a big Twitter went, or X, whatever you want to call it, went nuts. And the WWE fans are calling it out. It was a screw up, and even in Saudi Arabia, they're like you get some of the fans saying, just you fucked up, you fucked up. Yeah.
Like in English?
Well, yeah. Well, some in English, some in their language.
That's funny, man.
But it was still a good match up until that happened. And I was talking to Nick earlier about. I said, I always feel like Gunther doesn't sell very well. Like he'll take a finishing move, and then it's like a minute later he's back up like nothing happened. I guess and I was telling him the RKO has been a finishing maneuver that's always been protected. Like if you get RKO done on you, you don't kick out of the RKO like you do other ones. Even the stunner fuckers kick out of the stunner now. What the fuck is that? So
yeah.
What
even is it?
Yeah, I mean now
to be honest though, The Rock and Austin started that bullshit at WrestleMania.
I know, where we're kicking out of each other's
fucking finishes and shit. We've got them to thank for that.
Well, my son always had the whole thing of, well, remember, you always say, remember, this is a pay-per-view, which means everyone's going to kick out of finishing moves.
Different rules.
Right. Different rules, man. Everyone prepare yourselves,
So, Liv won.
Yeah, too. She did. She won. She actually and they had some shiesty shit happen naturally because they're going to protect Becky Lynch. They're not going to let Becky Lynch lose that match clean to Liv Morgan. This is not happening.
Right.
You knew something shady was going to happen, and of course, Dirty Dom comes down, gets involved, and it makes it like he's trying to help Becky. He slides a chair in the ring, and Becky's bitching at him. She doesn't want the damn chair. She doesn't want his help. And it was Liv Morgan grabs a hold of Becky and DDTs her, puts her head into the chair on the mat.
Nice.
Boom. That's it. It takes advantage of it full on, and she ends up winning it. And I'm Anna was watching it with me, and Anna was like, she was like, "Oh, what a crock of shit." I said, no. I said, let me tell you something. I said, everyone's saying now Dom fucked up. I don't think Dom fucked up. I think he meant to help Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
But make it look like he wasn't trying to help Liv Morgan. But he was trying to help her because they've been showing little things, like they'll have an interview with a wrestler, and in the background you'll see Liv Morgan leave out of a room, and then Dom leaves out of the room, right?
Yeah.
She's been sucking him off or something,
Hey, Vince McMahon is gone from the company, Russ.
That's what they need to show, man.
That doesn't mean Liv can't give Dom a little smack and tickle every now and then.
God damn, bro.
He's like,
he ended with a weird black mustache, man.
Yeah, dude, it's bizarre. It's like a weird looking, like half formed porn stash. It's odd.
No, it's like something out of the like the early 1900s, man.
Yeah, it's odd.
He looks like an extra out of that movie American Me.
You're right.
But I think they're setting up a storyline for Rhea Ripley to come back, and Dom's going to turn on Rhea. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Dom's going to turn on Rhea. Everyone expected Rhea to turn on Dom first. I think Dom, the little treacherous bitch, is going to turn on her first and fuck her over. That's what I think is going to happen. But I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Rhea's not supposed to be back for a few months. So.
And then I guess the other thing that happened was Nia Jax won the Queen of the Ring thing.
Yeah, but she won. Yeah, she won Queen of the Ring, which was kind of all right. So like. Lyra Valkyrie, she was just a recent NXT call up. Really good wrestler, really good ring worker, sweet looking little kid. She's a good girl, right? And not bad. She does a good job, but like there were some wrestlers that were wrestling fans that were pissed off about that. They felt like they were giving her a push, and they felt like they were going to push Lyra Valkyrie to the moon, right? Let her win this Queen of the Ring thing, and let her get a title shot. But you know what? Nia Jax has been back for a while, and she's been putting people over left and right, man. She's been doing everything they ask of her. And if you think about it, Nia Jax should not lose that many matches. She really shouldn't. She should be kicking everyone's ass just about. And she does. So I like that she won Queen of the Ring. I want to see her have a title shot. I'd like to see her win the belt again. It'd be kind of cool, you know. So it's kind of fun to see that. I like Nia Jax, even though she's a little bit dangerous to work with. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, you just gotta watch yourself. I think in the ring with her, you'll be all right. You know? But yeah, she seems to be not as bad now. She's gotten it together a little bit more. There's not really any flubs. Maybe because they stay out of putting themselves in a position for her to fuck up and hurt them. But yeah, I don't know. I'm happy that she won. I thought she deserved it. It was cool to see her win, and so hopefully she'll have a championship match against Bayley. So for her and Bayley have to get go at it for the title, and I don't know. We'll see if they take it off Bayley or not.
Good. Sure. I'm glad it's not her and Liv again, because that was hard to watch.
Yeah. It's because she got moved to SmackDown during the draft, so you know, which is silly anyway, because she'll probably be back on Raw at some point. But yeah, I agree with you. Liv and her was kind of difficult. Baby. Yeah,
but Sam, you wanted to cover something too this week. What was that?
Yeah. So, did you guys watch the
trailer?
Any trailers for the Acolyte? Yeah, I think there's a few now. Like
I've watched one.
Been out for a minute.
I've only watched one.
I think it's brilliant. The Trinity is going to be a Jedi.
I think that'd be cool if the show didn't look so bad.
Yeah.
It just looks bad, man.
The show. You think the show? No. You think it looks bad?
I think it like looks like just like the way that it's shot. Like it looks
stylistically.
Like, it looks like something that would be on.
I see what you mean.
Like on ABC or like CW. Like and it's like always the hardest thing that I have to like. How do I communicate like this? Because again, like look, it just has nothing to do with story or anything like that. And I'm happy to be pleasantly surprised, but I'm worried that I won't. But like there is like a thing, there's like a cinematic quality. I think like with the Disney Star Wars shows, like some of them get, and then some of them just don't. Like I think Mandalorian depends on the episode.
You're absolutely right about that, actually.
Obi-Wan, I think missed it by and large, in my opinion. Andor had it. Ahsoka had it.
See,
what you're running into with each one of these things that you're talking about too is multiple directors.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Andor had that. They had multiple directors, and I think that's the best one.
Yeah.
And then Obi-Wan had the same director, and I think that's like one of the worst ones. Like as a series. The last episode I thought was brilliant. But like as a series, I think that show's super fucking weak. And again, just
but it had like story wise, I think that it was weak. Visual wise, I think Obi-Wan had some shit to it.
To me, I think it had some shit. It was all in the last episode.
The thing, dude, when Vader's coming through that goddamn center of that city,
that is so badass.
And I feel like that would have meant more if it didn't look like it was shot like in a broom closet. Like,
but that was the point. Like it was supposed to be a claustrophobic shot.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know, man. But I don't know. But like this looks like more of the same. And the showrunner behind the show, I think, is a goofball.
It's funny. I liked Andor, right? But I liked the character though, so I was a little biased going into that show. I was gonna like it.
Andor was the biggest one. Like going into it, I was like, "Why the fuck do we need this?" And like that to me is the best thing that has happened under.
Let's say
Disney.
What about Husky Harriet?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess that's the showrunner lady, and she is like fucking insufferable, dude. Like,
great.
She's, I guess, well, I guess she's a lesbian, but like that is clearly to her the most important thing about her.
Yeah.
And they'll be like,
see,
what does the Force mean to you? Like in an interview,
right.
she'll be like, well, as a queer person, I'm like, oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah,
so
it's like, who
again,
gives
like
a fuck,
that,
right?
like that shit doesn't bother me, but like you can tell that I'm and I don't know, you can't tell, I don't know, I haven't seen the show, but I'm worried that she is like pressing through the show like with that as the forefront of everything that happens.
Yeah, if that happens, that's gonna suck.
You had characters in Andor, which I said is like, in my opinion, the best Disney Star Wars thing. You had Vel and I can't remember the other girl's name, but they were lesbian characters, but that wasn't.
Well, I don't know.
Them,
but I felt like you could barely you barely could tell they were, though, because they just didn't focus on it so much.
Those two served the story because
they
kind of made or addressed, didn't answer the question, but addressed the question of like, if you're in this position of, you're a freedom fighter or whatever, like what does this do to you? How does this affect your like ability to have like a real life and real relationships,
right?
Which I think was a theme of a larger theme of the show, because that was addressed with Stellan Skarsgård's character, which he had that like kind of that monologue at that one episode where he addresses that, and it's like, no, it fucking ruined him as a person. Like this shit like destroyed him, and this is all he is. And like those two, they're kind of on the brink, and it's like I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like with this showrunner and how much he talks about it, I'm worried that it's going to be the opposite of that, where it's like you're going to have a character that's fucking gay or whatever, and like that's the most important thing about them, and I don't know,
we've talked about it over and over and over again. Like people that are members of the Alphabet Mafia, people who are people of color, they relate to characters based on the quality of the character and what they can see of themselves in the character.
Right.
And usually, from what I've seen with friends of mine, that sexuality, race, and things of that nature are secondary to tertiary characteristics of things that minorities relate to.
I think so. I think you're right about that.
I am not shitting on representation, because I do think representation is very important.
Yeah, I know you do.
And when it is done properly, it's great. Shit like that series, that Clicker series on fucking HBO, fucking Last of Us, I think it was, with Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
That fucking Nick Offerman episode was fucking amazing. One of the best things I've seen on TV in a very long time.
And I feel like you don't like it is maybe not as many people watch Andor, but I just didn't see like the online like kind of blowback, like, oh look, they're trying to shove this stuff down our throats with these characters.
Right.
But see, I'm telling you, Sam, that's because they didn't. I'm telling you, I barely would know they were a couple to me. That they just didn't make a big deal about it. You kind of assumed they were, and they kind of and by the way they behave with each other a bit, but nobody made it a point to go, well, you're the gay couple, no one pointed it out. It was
done in a way that like that was like secondary to like who they are,
and I loved it.
But again, I think the biggest thing is that it served the story.
It did.
Helped move things forward. And I think like one of the most like, to me, like one of the most toxic ideas that has kind of like come into the fore since 2020 is that like you can only relate to someone if they look like you.
Yeah, I don't get that.
That's like fucking gross and disgusting, because
if you do not look, if you
It's
do
like
not look
racist
like
in a way that
right,
Right.
and that's the thing, like, and if you do not look like me, you cannot empathize with me, which drives
yeah, for
me
sure. Yeah,
absolutely crazy because
I think that
that to
shit's terrible,
me
man.
is the base part of the basis of the human condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
And
it's true that I think you can never 100% empathize with anyone because you
Right.
don't like live their life as it were, but I mean you can it's just yeah, it's like the idea that like I can only relate to a character like if he's like a short like half Mexican dude who's straight and you know, all these things. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
That's
No.
insane.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's silly. Just when you say it, when you say it, you're like, what the fuck? You know?
It's self-limiting too because
Mhm.
it just you know take your if you had like a shelf of DVDs and take the things you can enjoy and divide them by you know like we're only like 5% of them are left because it's just yeah.
Yeah, no, it's. But yeah, I remember me and Nick got into it years ago about this, about the whole thing about representation, and I've kind of come around on it a bit, but I still will stick to my guns on saying that it should not be the primary thing you want people
Right.
to focus on for a
Absolutely.
character. And I think that for so many people though, they don't understand that they think that
Just kind of push us. So and then my thing
Yeah.
is like you want to you'd think you'd want to if I was a person
Right.
who was like and I mean I think like the gay thing really isn't much of a thing anymore like in 2024 like polling suggests that people generally and this is like a kind of across political divides like aren't really bothered by that
Yeah.
and I think it's just become
It's
such a
trans
thing that
people
they see it yeah and I
Right.
think
and
and I think
non-binary people.
Yeah.
which I think and there's reasons for that which I might not that I might not agree with but I do
Right.
understand where like because I think people's like fuck I forgot what I was gonna say but
Oh,
no okay
shit.
okay now I'm back on my train of thought if you want to if you're in that and I feel like the idea of community is fucking ridiculous because there's to me the idea of like an LGBTQ plus whatever community you have so many different groups of people within that they can't possibly think all the same ways about all of these things right
Yeah.
but I do think that like if I was a gay person my my goal would be to change people's minds who disagree with me and I think the way that you do that is by having someone who a character who's gay or whatever and is also sympathetic and can make people of a diverse background also relate to them and sympathize with them. And then I feel like that is how you change people's minds who don't already agree with you. And I think the studio approach tends to be show the people who we already agree with us that we agree with them hella hard, you know, and
Sure.
That I think you do have to try to convince people who aren't already on your side, man. I think that's that's what has to be done. That's
It's funny because like what you were saying is absolutely true. Like trans people are not a monolith. Gay people are not a monolith.
Yeah, and like the dude, like anytime I hear someone's like the blank insert blank community, I'm like the Asian community. You're talking about like 4 billion people from different countries of different political views of countries where I mean a place like India, which was kind of like made a country that hardly coheres as a nation because you have still to this day like border clashes with Pakistan and China, and you have Sikhs killing Muslims and Muslims killing Sikhs. Like it's insane, and it just smushes people together and just kind of avoids the complexity of the world, man. And
I love it. Like one of my dearest friends who I don't talk to enough in this world. He just had a birthday recently, and I love him.
Happy birthday, bro.
He Damon. he is very flamboyantly gay and a strict conservative Republican, and I love him.
And like that's not that shouldn't be shocking to people, man.
Right, but
People are
then
complicated.
yeah, but and then like I go to the very liberal in my younger friend group,
Right.
And it's great just to know that like everybody is an individual.
True. True.
It's you can't treat people as you can't fixate on the trait that you find the most interesting and classify people.
Dude, I think you can't fixate on anything that's an immutable characteristic.
Yeah,
because that says actually so
anything
little about people.
Anything that people can't control.
Yeah.
You can't control who you love. You can't control how you see yourself and how you see
color of your skin, man.
I'm talking about like trans people. You can't control.
Oh yeah.
How you see yourself in your gender.
Or in like how you
you present, and it's just you can't judge people on the things they can't control.
It's true. It's true. I mean, but people still will try.
Fucking Scott must be into the fucking bourbon hard. The only monolith around here is between my legs.
Nice.
Scott, he's on board. He's a real one, man.
I wanted because you were into Star Wars real quick. I just wanted to hit around to the other star and go to Trek real quick.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm done. That was all I had. Those are my concerns.
I figured like, but yeah, Shin Hati or Haiti, that was her name in Ahsoka. Baylan Skoll's apprentice.
Yeah. I think it's like Shin Hati.
She's in fucking Star Trek Discovery this year.
Oh, the actress playing her? No shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
all right.
She was good in that show, man.
She is good in Discovery too, man.
Okay, hell yeah, dude.
Oh wow, so she's a crossover. She's a Star Wars and Star Trek. Oh wow, nice.
And so, like, the other point I wanted to bring up real quick was like Terry Matalas was the showrunner on Picard season 3. Well,
damn.
Disney just announced that he's going to be the showrunner on the Vision Quest show with Paul Bettany. So if you like Picard season 3, I mean
that's always good to know, like to know names like that, where you're like, all right, well, like this is probably going to be in good hands. And well, I mean, so they announced, and like kind of on the Marvel thing, like they announced dates for a lot of this stuff, man. They did Vision, Daredevil, I think is like set for 2025, which they had to reshoot most of, which I think will actually fix that show and make it better.
Hopefully.
What else did they show and shoot? Oh, that Agatha show, which I just won't watch. And
I will, man. I got the Ivana Spanka. But like one of the, I can't wait for Thunderbolts, and it's all because of Florence Pugh.
Yeah. Hey, dude, you want to see her naked? Watch Oppenheimer, bro. Have you seen that yet, Nick?
No, not yet. I gotta.
Oh my god, dude!
It's on Peacock.
It's incredible, man. It's incredible. Movie of the year.
Oh man. But son, didn't you watch 12 Monkeys, Sam? Was that you? Oh, okay. Must have been somebody else. But Terry Matalas, the dude I was just talking about, he was the creator and showrunner on that too.
12 Monkeys, yeah. Now, it
was on the Sci-Fi Channel. Okay. It was that too, but then there was a series on the Sci-Fi Channel.
What's that channel doing now? What are they showing?
I don't know. I don't have it.
The fucking Mummy Returns.
Probably.
I love movies. I love those movies,
dude. I need to go. I need to
watching
go back and watch the fucking Chucky series.
That's God.
Oh,
That
that's
is
right.
that's
I
one of my.
forgot that it even happened, man.
It's
Dude,
one of the
yo,
greatest fucking
Garden
things I've
was
ever
bad.
seen on TV, dude.
You liked it?
Oh, I loved it. It fucking cracked me. It's funny as shit, dude. It's he is Chucky is amazing in it. Like I say, it's fucking funny.
Just real quick, and then if you guys are cool, I want to get to the Marvel and DC shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm.
Comic wise, fucking the rights to Jason have gone for TV projects and stuff besides motion pictures
Oh,
to Victor Miller, who was the original like composer and shit like that. And A24 is developing a Crystal Lake TV series.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it was funny. We were talking in the chat about A24 a little bit, and I feel like they were in a place where they didn't have infinite resources, which they don't now.
Yeah.
But they have more money than they used to. So I feel like they had to be way more selective in projects, where I feel like they've had some movies come out recently that haven't been as highly regarded or kind of flopped a little bit. But I think it's just the fact that they can just pick more stuff to do now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're making money where they can, or and stuff that's good.
Well,
But,
they just did Iron Claw, didn't they?
Yeah.
For
Damn.
what that's worth, unfortunately.
Where are you talking? Oh yeah, because it was that smashing
Wrestling.
machine
Yeah.
photo with which that's a
Rock.
documentary. If you're interested in mixed martial arts and like especially like older mixed martial arts, like it really was just a fucking wild west way back when. But there's a movie called The Smashing Machine. It's a documentary about Mark Kerr. He was like addicted to fucking pills, and it's like just something that I really sympathize with for a lot of reasons. But it's super sad. He's a really interesting character, and that movie's incredible. This movie is coming out. The Safdie brothers are directing it, and they're really good. They did Uncut Gems, and forget that movie with Robert Pattinson, but it's really good too. And High Time, I think it's called. The Rock stars Mark Kerr, and like he did, like it looks like he did like the
he's
shit on his face.
fucking
I kind of
unrecognizable.
thought they just throw a wig on him and call it that. But like I'm like he fucking looks like Mark Kerr, and he's built like Mark Kerr. Mark Kerr looked like the Incredible Hulk. He was also roided out on top of everything else he was doing. But yeah, I watched that movie is for whatever reason, like for like 2 years, like in like middle and then into high school, like that movie was always on at my house. We had like DVD, and I was always watching it. I was like, I don't know, I just felt so bad for him, you know. So I'm invested in this movie too much, probably, because if it sucks, I'm gonna be very upset, and if it's good, I'll be really happy. But we'll see.
That's why I stopped trying to get so invested.
Man. Yeah.
To keep myself on. Yeah.
Manage your expectations.
Yeah, I think you have to nowadays because it's just like
it's again with like it used to be with A24. If they were on it, I'm like, all right, fucking, it's gonna be a home run. But it's not the case anymore. I think that's kind of a result of the success.
Yeah.
I don't think it's they're lowering their qualities. I think they have more money to do more things, and they don't need to be as selective. Because I mean, movies. They've done movies like the Florida Project, Moonlight, High Time. Like I kind of talked about that earlier. It's like movies.
Was it Moonlight, the one with Mahershala Ali that won the Oscar?
Ali, yeah,
I think it was. Yeah.
So that was a really good movie. Florida Project has Willem Dafoe. It's about these fucking little hood rat kids. Great movie, man. And yeah, I think they just do more and
fucking Mahershala Ali was in that fucking Green Book movie.
Yeah, that movie's really good.
That movie is fucking great for anybody who hasn't seen it.
In that movie,
yeah,
he's a chameleon.
Yeah,
who doesn't get enough respect. He just doesn't do much.
He's very selective of what he does.
Eastern Promises. Have you seen that movie? Dude. He is a fucking dog in that movie.
Yeah, the fucking where they're going over his tattoos and shit.
That was close after Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
I think that was his big. He did some shit before that. I don't know what he was in before that, but that was like obviously his. Like,
oh, dude, he played the devil in The Prophecy.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the best representations of Satan on screen.
Damn.
I haven't watched that in.
Christopher Walken just it is Christopher Walken peak walking. You know, like
I'm walking here.
Hey, and how he kills people, he just and they just fucking die. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he was great. He was good in that Green Book movie.
Viggo Mortensen's good in almost everything he does. Even that crazy ass movie where he was like in the van and shit with his kid.
Yeah, with their like what's that movie called? Something Captain something I remember.
Yeah.
Captain something. Fucking Captain something. God damn, what is it?
Captain come on, I'm just like Joe Biden, man.
He's right.
The movie.
What are you talking
Donald
about,
Trump repeating the same thing over. The captain.
He's glitching out just as bad recently, man. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, those two are both just old as fuck.
They are, dude.
It's like, oh my god.
I think that's
you gotta download new software into the model.
Yeah, man. We should just and hope it goes with the old model. Look at idiot, man. That was bad.
Oh man. So
it's true, man.
No, rough.
We got some news this week that I think is really interesting for Batman. Batman: The Long Halloween and its sequel, Dark Victory, are two of the best Batman stories ever told.
Yeah.
The
Long Halloween might be the best.
Yeah. Legendary team of Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale did Superman for All Seasons, the Marvel color books like Spider-Man Blue, Hulk Gray. Unfortunately, we lost Tim Sale a few years ago, but they are going to be doing part 3 of the Long Halloween trilogy. And this is huge news because they are going to be using multiple artists, and this book is supposed to be a tribute to Tim Sale.
Oh, that's cool. Who did they bring on? Did they name names yet?
Let me see if they here. It is being called The Last Halloween. Dude, Eduardo Rizzo.
That is so cool.
He was on the Flashpoint Batman book.
Yeah.
Klaus Janson.
He's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the inker for
Dark Knight Returns.
Frank Miller. Yeah. Mark Chiarello from Batman Black and White.
Okay, Eduardo Rizzo's real quick. He did some stuff for 100 Bullets, which I was like, I've heard the name.
Brian Azzarello, yeah.
That's why. But yeah, I mean, hey, it looks he looks kind of like how John Romita Jr. is like a good like Frank Miller kind of, but better. I feel like this is the same thing we're getting here.
Yo, DC teases that the series will feature the return of the Holiday Killer.
That's cool, man.
Batman: The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween is Tim Sale's parting gift to me, said Loeb in DC's press release. Tim and I had already decided to tell this last chapter following Batman: The Long Halloween special, which will serve as the prologue to this 10-part action-packed mystery. Tim's unfortunate passing put our plans for the series on hold. About a year later, after speaking with Mark Chiarello and Richard Starkings of Comic Craft. Nice. My partners on the previous Long Halloween titles, we decided the time was right to move this forward as a tribute to Tim, who continues to be with us in spirit.
That's awesome.
This story concludes the war between the freaks and the crime families forever as Batman and Robin and DC's most infamous Bat villains face off against Holiday, and its secrets dating back to the Long Halloween special will be revealed.
Damn,
that's fucking huge.
That's what's good. Like the cool thing about those books is like it was always seemed like a before time of like before it was just like the costumed villains, man, and it was like crime families deal with this and like, all Falcone in Long Halloween, and Dark Victory was the Maronis, and like there's still like that that clash between them. So good.
You feel like you want to talk about a character you felt for, like you felt for Carla, fucking Carmine. Carmine's daughter. Yeah, she was such a cool character. Even like when they did Catwoman When in Rome.
I've never read that.
It's actually pretty good.
I've read both the two Long Halloween, Dark Victor probably 10 times, man. I've never read When in Rome.
I never read the fucking special they're talking about that was Sale and Tim. I mean, Loeb Sale.
What was that?
I don't know. They said the Long Halloween special that they did a couple before Tim Sale died will serve as like the fucking
okay.
For this.
Yeah, what were they? It was like a new collection or something, but
no, I think it was like they did a one shot that I completely fell like under my radar.
I have to find that.
Yeah, let me see. Long Halloween special 2022.
No shit.
Has to do with Calendar Man starting a cult, I guess.
Okay.
That sounds fucking amazing. Yeah.
Right away, he's like, "Yeah, I'm Calendar Man starting a cult."
I'm sold.
Awesome.
Holiday, yeah, he was Alberto, right?
Alberto Falcone,
Alberto Falcone.
Jesus Christ.
I had all those figures, man. That was like when I was.
That was such a great line.
Yeah, I was like getting back into this shit, man. And
before they fucking disintegrated.
Yeah, when I feel like I had all of them in boxes, and that's when like they looked the best. It was just like in those boxes, like the Long Halloween Dark Victory figures.
I love that Scarecrow.
In the boxes on a shelf. Yeah, Scarecrow's really good. He's around here. I think I gave it to my kids, but yeah, those are good stories. I'm excited about this. I will read it.
What is your favorite Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale?
That's it. Long Halloween, yeah. Just because it's my favorite Batman story, and he's my favorite character, so it's like it just like rise into the top of everything.
Yeah,
I really love Hulk.
I've never read that. I've read the Superman one they did for all seasons, right? That was really good. They do
Hulk Gray. Go ahead.
Heck, they do. I was gonna say they do a good job. If I had someone who was like, what's one of this character's book? If they both had their hands on it,
yep,
you could do that with Superman for all seasons. You can do that with like I said, Long Halloween. I don't know as much about the Marvel stuff they did. I haven't read much of that, but
yeah, it's all different. I'm trying to pull up an image because it is just like some of the most iconic Hulk shit you've ever seen. Yeah, okay. You can go on Amazon to show it. But can you see that?
Okay, yeah.
Like, oh my god, and it just goes. Tim Sale was an amazing artist.
He's good, and he was like, this was probably like the late '90s. Did a lot of stuff was coming out. It like didn't fit with like he's not your Jim Lee.
No,
it's not. And I love that shit for comic book artists. Like I know Nick, you and I are both big fans. Like Frank Quietly, like just these guys.
Quietly's my favorite artist.
do different things, different ways, kind of represent these characters, and it still fits and works. But it's just like just interesting to look at, and
yeah,
like Tim Sale's one of those guys.
Yeah, and like the real like appeal of this is the fact that they're building on that legacy, because like it's your favorite story and it's inarguably one of the top 5 Batman stories of all time. Like
Heavily like referenced to in
yeah,
movies. And I know like for the Dark Knight, like they said like they drew a lot of that for a lot of the like the Harvey Dent
they
stuff.
did the animated one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
The
Just
whole
like,
Jim Gordon shit.
Yeah, just like serving as like a blueprint for a lot of that stuff, man.
That's what I would like to see.
It's a seminal work, man.
That's what I would like to see in a Batman movie. Just like on a little tangent, real quick, would be James Gordon Jr.
Like he was because he was like a serial killer.
Yeah, that should be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be all cool.
Then I think we can go ahead and wrap up in a second after we talk about what Marvel's doing real quick. And Marvel has started their summer event called Blood Hunt. The first 2 fucking issues of that are out, and it is fucking nuts. They're doing red band issues. So Marvel is doing explicitly violent, rated R fucking issues of their biggest crossover.
I have got to find a fucking comic book store because I want those 2 issues to start reading on it. I heard about it today. Actually, when I heard about it was today. I'm like, fuck, I gotta. Oh god damn.
So issue 2 came out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
3 major characters have been turned into vampires.
All right. Do we spoil or no?
Yeah. Like, how do we feel about that?
I don't give a fuck. Spoil it.
Yeah.
Don't faze me.
Doctor Strange.
Yes, I heard. I already knew about Doctor Strange. Okay, that's cool.
Like
All right.
Power set, everything.
Miles Morales.
Okay. That one I didn't know. That's fucking nuts. Miles
and motherfucking T'Challa himself, the Black Panther.
That's hard.
Holy fucking shit! That's like that, dude. That's 3 major
players.
That's major players, man. All very powerful beings as well.
When you read, I'm not going to spoil anything really huge. When you read the first episode, you find out, well, it continues from Moon Knight.
Right.
There was an issue of Moon Knight where they find out who the new person imitating Moon Knight is.
Okay.
And it ends up being the Shroud, who is a character who uses energy from the Dark Force dimension.
Wonderful.
Well, Tigra and Hunter's Moon are fighting the Shroud as he's trying to be Moon Knight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're in the middle of beating the living shit out of him, and all of a sudden he just fucking explodes in Dark Force energy.
Oh crap.
And so you go to Blood Hunt #1. And so you find out that every single character that Marvel has that manipulates Dark Force energy or anything like Cloak, Dark Star, anybody like Shroud, anybody like that has exploded, and they are blocking out the fucking sun with Dark Force energy.
Holy shit.
And then a second later, bam, the fucking vampires attack.
Of course. That's their time.
Yeah. So I told you who gets turned into a vampire. I'm not gonna because like that's actually not really that important to the story.
Yeah. It's whoever.
But like you see who the villain is in the first issue that they do a Blood Hunt #1, and it's pretty hard, and it goes good. The tie-ins have been pretty good. Cap he recruits his own team of Avengers. The vampires took Thor down.
Damn, they took Thor down.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Like they have this new like vampire supervillain group, and like called the Blood Coven, and like one of the vampires in it is called Bloodstorm 1, and he's like some kind of clone of Dracula.
Holy shit! Dude.
Yeah, yo, this book is nuts.
I gotta get this. I gotta get this fucking book because I heard what you said too. It's like a red band. It's like Marvel's gonna unleash a lot of violence and shit in it too, and it's supposed to be.
There are other books coming out that are going to have red band issues too. Like, you've heard me and Sam talk about Jonathan Hickman, right?
Right.
Well, Jonathan Hickman is doing Wolverine with Greg Capullo.
Oh, nice.
Greg Capullo is the artist that was on Batman with Scott Snyder doing Court of Owls and all of that shit.
Yeah, I am really excited about it. That's a great creative team. I mean, Greg Capullo, Spawn, the original Spawn artist, and doing what was he doing? Did he do Spider-Man?
I don't know. He did Quasar.
Yeah, one of the best
crazy ass book, because like he got to go and do like all the crazy ass like cosmic beings. Like he did, like Ego had a child called Eon who was like this plant monster. And he got to draw all this crazy shit.
I would talk about Tim Sale and a guy like that, and even someone like Esad Ribic, where it's like they're not your traditional like comic. Like Greg Capullo is like to a T, like just a traditional comic book like art. Like he's just so fucking good, man.
He did a Spidey.
I wonder who like the inker's gonna be on
recently that was really good.
Yeah.
Shit, I can try and find it.
When they did that 0 Year, which I know wasn't your favorite story. And it wasn't mine either, but Danny Meeke was an inker on that, and I think the art in that book just incredible, man. I'm trying to find this dude's name.
Let's see.
Anyway, okay, I can't find the book, but there's another guy that did some image stuff, Matteo Scalero. He did Black Science, which is a Jonathan Hickman book. No, that was Rick Remender. But he's another one. It's kind of like your unconventional kind of not what you'd expect to be a comic book dude.
I can't tell who's fucking inking it.
Now,
it says Townsend, but I think it's like the picture is after Townsend's art, Yeah. And it says SCO. Go ahead, brother.
This comic, the what's it called? What's it called? Blood Hunt? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
All right. Is it going to be its own run, or is it going to be interweaved between other comics?
Yeah, there's all sorts of tie-ins. Like it's going to spawn off a new
it sounds like an event,
team.
right?
Yeah, it is Marvel's summer event.
Fuck, I want to do a bunch of comics. God damn, dude. All right.
And it's really weird that you would do like a horror event in the summer and make it your, yearly, because that's what Marvel does. Do a yearly summer event.
But I just wouldn't expect this now. I would have expected, like you said, I'll use it earlier, Halloween.
Halloween.
But it sounds badass. I gotta believe Blade's gonna be involved at some point.
Blade is involved.
So I gotta be. That's one of my faves. I gotta get in. I gotta read these books.
And Marvel Dracula is kind of a cool character too. He's definitely in it.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Go ahead. So I'm sorry, Russ.
You're all right. I was like, Marvel always did a good job with that. Some of those kind of like, taking when Marvel will take other like, how you say it, like other characters,
IPs,
other IPs, and include them in right. They've always done well with them. I felt like Marvel's never fucked them up or anything like that. If anything, they probably improve them a little bit. And it's. Like Thor and all that stuff, all those stories that's Norse mythology, and Marvel has taken that more Norse mythology and kind of organized it a little bit better, and and it's not bad. So I'm intrigued.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the other thing, I mean, they spoil it right on the cover. So, I mean, I don't know how the fuck I can be spoiling it any more than Marvel is. Fucking Spider-Man 50, the Green Goblin is back, baby.
That's so cool, dude. That's awesome. All right.
Yeah,
and it definitely is Norman, and it's Norman Osborn.
Yeah, it is Norman.
Okay.
It's been building throughout this whole arc, and they're treating the Goblin kind of differently than they have been before.
You gotta make him up.
It makes a lot of sense. And like there's some shit going on with Peter that's not too kosher, and
yeah, I gotta.
It's really Spider-Man has consistently since the Kindred arc been a top 5 comic book.
Yeah.
And I love to see it because like I forgot for so many years with Straczynski and Dan Slott writing how much I loved Spider-Man.
Yeah, Dan Slott had it for a while,
man. And he's still carving out like his own fucking corner of it with that Spider-Verse shit and Superior Spider-Man. He just won't let it die.
Yeah, that was all him. That Spider-Verse stuff just fucking took hold of everything and didn't let it go, man. I mean, even as much as I like those animated movies, like the Miles Morales ones, like that's all it is. And it's like that's like also kind of worked its way just to, like into the MCU. It's like it's all multiverse, it's all cameos. And
Sony has also said they've started showing a little bit of Venom 3. They've said Venom 3 is going to be the last Venom movie.
I
watched that second one, or like the last bit of it on TV.
Yeah. I kind of figured if they were gonna do one more, I kind of thought they would end it.
No, I want to hear Sam's thoughts real quick. So what were you saying?
It's a weird origin to me from the beginning.
Yeah. So you caught some of the second one?
Yeah.
What did you think of Woody Harrelson?
I thought I like him in everything, man.
He was really good.
For some reason, just like I have a soft spot for that dude. So like and I think he does a lot of good stuff.
That's
he chewed up some scenery, man.
That's my sell on the whole Venom franchise. Is the first movie is Tom Hardy's performance.
I agree. Yeah.
And then you go to part 2, and then you have Tom Hardy still doing Tom Hardy stuff, a little bit more understated, and then Woody Harrelson is there just fucking chewing scenery.
Yeah.
And it's all
a crazy person.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's Venom is the Fast and the Furious of the fucking Marvel movies.
That's funny.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like 11:20. I don't think that we could end on a better spot than that.
Yeah, no, that's good, dude. Let's wrap it up, man.
So yeah, we've been going for an hour and 45. We did good tonight, boys.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good.
Dude. Yeah, I guess everybody's up north partying. Saw some pictures in the chat. I hope those boys are having fun. I'll open a hangout in a few minutes because I think he is still over wherever they're partying at. But yeah, I'll open up a hangout as soon as I can and I'll put it in the chats. As I say every week, peace, love, and hair grease. We're out.
Later, guys.
Peace.